Right, so this project is an Easter bunny. As we're nearly at Easter, here you can see this little Easter bunny. This little friend over here, maybe one of the kids of the class last year. All good examples. Of course, if you don't want to make a friendly bunny, you could make a vampire bunny, you could make an alien bunny. The world is your oyster. Don't forget he's got a little tail at the back, ears, eyes. This little guy's got eyebrows, teeth sticking out. This little guy over here has got a blue tummy. Right, so let's get started. You're going to need your ball of clay. You're going to need this cone, which has been made out of a paper plate and stapled together. You're also going to need your shape. So I think I've sent these through to you. You'll need to cut them out. We've got our little piece. We've also got a rolling pin. So let's get started. Put our little bunnies over here to watch us. And here we go. Going to do some rolling. Remember, you're trying to get that shape. When you're rolling, you want to go one way, turn it over, do it another way, turn it over, do it another way, turn it over, do it another way, keep going. Now you want to get an even thickness and you want to get it quite firm and dry. If it starts cracking, it means your clay's a little too wet. You can always get a bit of water, join it together. Okay, you're still a bit too thick here. So we're going and getting on with rolling it out. Okay, does it fit? No, not nearly. I can get another little bit of clay, which I'm going to roll on. What sort of shape do I need? That's okay there. I need to stick some more on here. So I'm going to squish this flat, put some water on, a bit of cross hatching, and I'm going to just add this extra bit of clay here. You can see with my fingers I'm squishing it down, and I'm just trying to get to that shape. Okay, we've got that, we've got that. We can turn it over. Again, because the clay's a little bit dry, that actually helps keep it nice and firm. Put a little shape to go in here. Right. Again, that's a very good thing for working on material, in that it doesn't stick to the table and it doesn't stick to your newspaper, and it behaves all together quite nicely. Right. We are nearly there. We can see that we're nicely down there. Sorry, these little guys are in the way, but we still need to do. So I'm going to cut a little bit out, slightly bigger than I need to, so I can still trim it off. But you see this little corner over here needs some more, and this corner over here needs some more. So again, cross hatchy there, cross hatchy there, paintbrush and water, teet teet, teet teet. And there we go, that piece, and I think we're nearly there. Right, turn it over again. As you turn it, it might stretch, which is good. You're also going to get quite a nice pattern that picks up from the material where you've rolled it. And again, if you want to keep that, that's lovely. If you want to smoothen it out, that's also cool. Right, now we have a beautiful one. So we're going to draw around with our very special magic tool. Diddly-dee, diddly-dee, diddly-dee. And down here. There we go. And this last little side's actually okay. Now remember, we're doing cross hatching again to do any joining, but you only need to cross hatch one side, because this is going to be the inside and that's going to be the outside. So we do that, we get our water, dab it on, and then we pick it up carefully. Right, this is where we use the former, okay? They're all slightly different. It doesn't matter if it doesn't quite fit 100%, because what it will do is it will give you something to work with. So what you've done, I'm going to turn it around so you can see, come a bit closer, you can see that I'm now going to score the inside and I'm going to get the magic water again, diddly-dee. Right, and now we're going to press it together. So it's always good to have my hand inside to push the pressure, and then I'm going like that on the seam. You see me going down on the seam, so it is a lovely strong steam that's not going to explode in the kiln when it gets to over 1,000 degrees. At the end, I'm just pinching it into a very nice little pointy point, and actually I'm going to pinch it off altogether. So we have that and we have that. What I like to do is actually keep the seam because it shows that it's handmade. If you buy things that are made out of plastic and whatever, they don't have these beautiful fingerprints that are going to last for 20,000 years. You might not like that, and you might want to just smoothen it off with your hands or with your rolling pin. That is also exactly totally up to you. So we have here our nice little cone. Right. The next thing our rabbit needs are some ears. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 sausages. I'm going to get them about the same size before I start. And I'm going to roll them on my material and roll them on my material. And one end's going to be slightly more pointy than the other. And then I'm going to get either the back of my paintbrush or the back of my pointy stick. I think I'll use my paintbrush, and I'm going to press it in, and that's going to create the inside of my ear. So if you see, I have pressed it in, and I now have what looks like a little shoe, or actually a very nice ear. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to get that. Can you see? I'm going to press it in. Diddly-do, diddly-do. And here we have the indentation. So here we have 2 ears. Right? So you're better off attaching it from the back so that the ears come forward. Again, very important, you need to cross hatch on both of them. See me cross hatching? Move them out the way so that you can see. Get my magic water, splash, splash. I'm going to attach it to the back. So again, I'm going to cross hatch, cross hatch. I guess it's called a hashtag nowadays. And then we put a little bit of water on and a little bit of water on. Right, so watching from the back, you can see that I'm sticking it on. I'm going to put my hand inside and I'm going to go squidge. I'm getting my other ear, I'm putting it on, and I'm going to go squidge. Okay, so there we go. We now have 2 ears on our bunny. You might not want it quite so flat around at the top, so you can push it down a little bit. And here we have bunny ears. Right, the next little thing that our guy has got is he's got a huge nose. Right, let's get a bit of clay. Remember, if it's getting too dry, you can always just get a little bit of water on it. Roll it into a nice bunny nose. Okay, again, mustn't be thicker than my finger, and I think by the time I've squished it on, it's not going to be thicker than my finger. So the nose we're going to put probably in the middle, maybe a bit higher up than the middle. Right, so we're going to cross hatch, and we're going to cross hatch, and dab, 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 dab. And then we're going to stick from the front and the back. And you can see me. And here I go. squish. So his nose is beautifully squished on. Right. Okay, here we go. Right. The next thing he needs are some little eyes. So again, you're better off pulling off the balls first and trying to get them about the same size before you roll them. Roll, roll, roll. We're going to stick them on here. Cross hatch, cross hatch, cross hatch, cross hatch. Dab, 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 dab. Now to stick these ones on. Right, so we're sticking on the eye. There you go. And we're pushing him in. And you can see, pushing in, nice little eye. As an extra little piece, using the back of my skewer, give him some nice eyeballs. And that also helps stick the eyes back onto the clay. Now, eyebrows. Eyebrows are always cool. Eyebrows, do you want very long eyebrows? Do you want a happy rabbit? Do you want a surprised rabbit? Here we go, that's quite cool. Can't quite see because I'm working upside down. Right. We want to do eyebrows about there. Right. Water on here, water on there, and again we can now stick them in. So I'm sticking them in the middle, and I'm going to have little bits sticking off, but be very careful with your bits sticking off. Remember, they're going to be quite fragile, and you don't want them knocking off. Right, what does he look like? Oh, that's a bit straight. Needs to be up and down. Let's get him up and a down. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Does he look surprised? Does he look happy? Right, so we have that. Now, we need to have his mouth and his teeth. This little guy's got teeth sticking out. Can you see him? He's got some teeth sticking out here and lots of spotty bits. So, here we go. We're going to draw down the front and we're going to draw quite a nice big happy mouth. Right? And what we're actually going to do is we're going to cut through this happy mouth, and so it actually goes through onto the other side. We're going to make a hole there, and we're cutting it with this skewer. So here we have this. The reason we're going to do that is we're going to stick his teeth coming through this little hole. So if you want to do regular straight teeth, that's cool. If you want to do scary vampire teeth, that's also an option. If you want to do no teeth at all, you go ahead. Maybe you want to do a straw, maybe you want to do, he's eating a lollipop, anything you want. We now have this nice little mouth that you can put bits and bobs in. I'm going to use these teeth that have fallen down, otherwise this video is going to take too long to do. So I'm just going to use that, and we're going to stick the teeth in there. So I have cross-hatched. I need to cross-hatch on the inside as well. Cross hatch. I need to do the dab dab, dab dab water, dab dab water. Now I'm going to actually remove this sleeve here for the moment so that you can see that he's now hollow inside, and that way I'll have better moving for my teeth. There we go. So this little guy now has his teeth. Right. So the next thing that your bunny is going to need is a tail. Bunnies need tails. So I've got actually a bit too much here at the back. I'm going to take a little bit off because clay is so fantastic you can do that. And I'm going to roll it up and I'm going to turn it into a fluffy tail. Another way of making fluffy tails, you can just start creating and drawing. You see that? And that's going to give you quite a bit of fluff, okay, which you can then stick on to the back. Again, we need to do our cross hatching and our magic water. Cross hatch, magic water, and then we can stick on our happy little tail. Again, you don't want to lose the pattern now that you've done quite a nice fluffy tail, but you do need to make sure it's properly stuck on. So you might want to use your skewer to actually put it on and still to keep all that fluffiness. So you can see that I have been using that, not my fingers, because my fingers you'll get fingerprints, but then with this you get that fluffy bit there. Okay, so we now have that. Ooh, I've managed to knock his ear off. There we go, I've popped his ear back on. I'm making sure it's stuck on properly. Now I think my guy needs a hat. You're looking a little bit tall and pointy, let's give him a peak. So to get a peak, we'll make a peak out of this. Oh yes, he definitely needs a peak. What do you think? Little peak there, that will help him, definitely. So again, cross hatch, bit more water, diddly do, and there you go. We have his ear falling off, which will stick back on again. Other ear, all very happy, and now we have this peak. Right, so do you want to have arms? Do you not want to have arms? This little guy's got arms, this little guy's got no arms. If you want to do arms, or legs, or both, again, remember, you're going to roll them, either in your hands or on the fabric. And what you're going to do is, would you believe it, cross hatch, tuck, 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 tuck. I'm going very fast here because I'm thinking this video is taking too long. And you want to actually get working and not watching me making things and having the fun all by myself. So again, you would cross hatch, you would get your water, diddly-dee, diddly-dee, and again you would stick it on using your fingers on the inside and looking like that. What you might want to do is smooth this part so it actually becomes part of the clay, like your arm is attached to your shoulder, and you can see there it's now got a very invisible join that side, but his hands are sticking out the front, which is what you would have. What you can do, again using this magic tool, is create some little fingers. Do rabbits have fingers? Claws? Do rabbits have claws? We've paws. We've got little paws. We've got a little rabbit paw there, all stuck on quite happily. Okay? So you could do the same thing the other side. You could do all four limbs. You could stick with a couple. You could put some flowers in his hand. You could put Easter eggs. You could make a little basket with Easter eggs in it. As you like. Here we go. All right? The last thing to do is then to do your painting, and you can paint what you fancy. Remember, your natural colour of the clay is going to come out this tan colour, which is quite good for an overall body. You might want to have a very bright coloured nose. You might want to have the inside of his ears nicely coloured, either the same colour or a different colour. You might want to add some white to his teeth so they stick out a bit more white. You might want to colour his tail. You might want to colour his tummy. This guy's got little beautiful little cheeks. Over here, can you see, is he in focus? He's got lovely little cheeks and his eyes, and these little ears here are doing quite a nice little dab, I think. Yeah, so what do you think? Get going, have fun, and remember to paint it. Last but not least, don't forget to put your name on the inside. Okay, here we go. And you'll see that I haven't actually used the former ones that I've actually built the body. All right, have fun, get making.